What is going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's today? Monday. We did not stream yesterday just because I got home from vacation, but welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to see everyone after a couple days of not being live. It is good to be back. Adele, good to see you here already. Appreciate you showing up, ma'am. I hope everybody had a good day so far. We are in a trade right now. We've been in a trade since last night, actually. And this is a USD JPY buy. If you notice up here in the corner, yes, my indicator is certainly looking a little different, and I've explained that and for the guys who have that, so we're not going to get too far into that. What we are going to get into is the fact that the 4-hour chart on USD JPY looks like it has finished its downward movement here, and it looks like we could at least come up and see TP1, hopefully see the top of the zone in the next couple of hours, if not through tomorrow. However, as you guys know, I do not like to hold that long. It's typically a pretty long hold for me. This is now the second week in a row where we've had a hold that's longer than a day. I don't like holding that long, but we take what the market gives us. We entered right here, and our stop loss is down here, and it has only stayed in between. We haven't had it go up high enough to take profit or down high enough for it to hit our stop loss. So with that being said, we are in this trade still. We did go 10 pips into profit a couple times here, actually closer to 12 pips into profit. But the goal here is really to reach the previous highs of going back to about a week ago, last week's highs. There's a lot going on right now, which is going to dictate that. Everything going on in the Middle East is a huge part of that. But most importantly, the only currency that is used to purchase and sell oil is the US dollar. So as we can see, oil, I'm going to pull up oil real quick. Oil is certainly retreating. With that being said, you're going to see the dollar drop. I don't think oil is going to keep retreating below this 95, 92 number. There's just too much uncertainty over there in terms of what's going to happen. But the fact that we have now directed everybody to come to the United States to get their oil should jump the dollar and drop the yen, because the Japanese yen is a major exporter of oil, and it typically hurts them very badly when oil is high. Obviously, inversely, the Japanese yen goes up when oil is down, which is what we're seeing slightly right now. Other than some the other charts are really not doing that. They're all pretty much going up, including Euro USD, which is the opposite of USD JPY. Again, however, I am fairly confident with this EMA ribbon touching here. We had the EMA ribbon flip right here, which is one of our key rules. As you can see, when it flips, it does in fact change the direction in which it moves. You can see that here. When it flips, it tends to go up, or if it flips the opposite way like it did here, it went down, kept going, and then flipped downward again. And now we're seeing it flip back to the upside, which should potentially get us back up into profit. That's where we're at right now. I'm obviously holding some drawdown, which is fine. That's part of trading. But this was our analysis of it. If it does go down there, we get stopped out, and we may just look for another trade tonight. It doesn't look like there's a ton of volume tonight. As I'm looking at it right now, we're only 4 minutes into the real market open. You know, it actually opens a little earlier, but what I consider market open, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we only have about 4 to 6K in volume on a lot of these charts. And when we look at the 4-hour and the 1 day on these charts, the 1 day on Euro JPY is pretty high, higher than it's ever been. It actually meets all 5 of our rules that are written right here. Yo, Miguel, what's up, man? How are you? You want me to check USDT? Oh, you're talking about crypto, huh? USDT. Andrew coming in with the jokes already. What is it? IL? Does that say IL or LI? Oh, Lira. Oh, the Turkish? Yeah, I don't even trade that, man. I don't trade that. I don't even see it on here. Here it is. USDT, USDTRY. Well, that's a wild chart. Holy wicks. Yeah, we can't even trade that. What's up, Jose? Andrew, Adele, Hellkiller. What's up, guys? Yeah, I don't think USDTRY is something we're going to be looking at. $30 million, huh? Okay. 30 million of the TRY, Turkish lira. I don't even know what that converts to be quite honest with you. But yeah, there's no doubt about it. We're holding drawdown. I'm sure everybody that's tuning in right now and is seeing my P&L right now is probably shitting their pants, but that's okay. Just another day in paradise for us. Sorry, my voice is a little hoarse, guys. I partied a little hard this weekend. I'm being totally honest with you. No red folder news tonight, though. We've got some red folder news tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. for the dollar. But no red folder news tonight, which is a good thing, because we did not need to be in a trade going into red folder news. I'm taking a look at the news here on Forex Factory. Nothing crazy other than U.S. officials and mediators working together to restore the Washington-Tehran talks. Oil is going down. Who drops this market? Well, again, like, this is... what's good, Nato Tuco? What's up, man? Landon Peterson. We're USD JPY. We're holding drawdown, like I said. Probably like 40 pips, I think. Yeah, 40 pips exactly, actually. We entered yesterday. It went into profit 10 pips 2 separate times. Didn't take profit. So we're really just holding this right now. If it goes SL, it goes SL. But like this EMA ribbon's been pretty strong. And if we go to the 1 hour here, we've kind of consolidated pretty heavily at market close from last week. So this was market close from last week. We've consolidated pretty heavy there now for almost 5 hours. Blew up overnight in a good way or a bad way? It's probably that Euro JPY trade from last week or 2 weeks ago, where we held drawdown for like 2 days and then ended up going all the way to TP3. I know I got out earlier than TP3, but if that's the one you're talking about, then I know what you're talking about. Just no real volume yet, as you guys know. Good way. Yeah, it was probably that Euro JPY one. Yellow, you're going to hold drawdown. It's part of the game, guys. You know it. We're just going to see what happens here. I don't think they have full control either. Trump's Twitter account has full control. We're neutral, sell, and buy, just depending on the time frame. Not really. Euro JPY is still bullish. AUD JPY is still bullish. Yeah, so the JPY pairs are dropping, and the primary pairs, yes, you're correct. NZT JPY is going. I mean, there's a lot of them moving up. Clearly, except for USD JPY right now. But we could get stopped. We'll see what happens. I don't know if it's as cut and clear as that, Solomon. I don't think it's as cut and clear as that. I think there's a lot going behind, a lot going on behind the scenes that, you know, people like us, you and I, will never really truly understand or figure out. But there's definitely some things going on that, you know, we just don't have control over. And that's why if you look at the past couple weeks here, like if you look at the let's take a look here. Our last couple weeks, we've been in the last 3 weeks, we've taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've only taken 9 trades in the last 15, 6, let's see, 6, 12, 8. In the last 18 days of trading, Yeah, we've only taken like 9 trades. In the last 2 weeks, so 12 days of trading, we've only taken 4 trades. It was 1 loss and 3 wins. What's up, Adam? How are you? So, like, yeah, I've been trading less over the past couple weeks just because there's nothing there. You had Easter, you had bank holidays, you had Good Friday, you had um, peace talks that happened or didn't happen. We still are kind of in the dark about that. So, again, there's just a lot going on, and there's no reason to take a trade if there's nothing there. Now, last night, definitely saw something, and like I said, we did move up, but we did move up almost 11 and a half pips. I don't know if everybody saw, though, I sent a message out in Discord. I have all the 5 rules now listed on the strategy, so you can just tell whether they're all met or not. They were all met when we took this trade yesterday. Obviously, things changed. I really need to keep an oil chart up. Oh, are we still on the day? 95% of who ends up with big losses. Well, we're still in USD JPY from last night, Adam. You said you're in AUD USD? I presume buys. If we look at some session highs and lows, they're all right in between here. So we're coming up here on New York session low. But yeah, it's having a tough time breaking this. I expect to see it come back up this way. Nice, that's a good trade there. I'm probably going to load another position, to be honest with you guys. We'll see what goes on here, but I'm probably going to load another position, to be honest with you. If we can break back up into this, get one good hour candle or like a big 15-minute move, I would certainly look at adding a position here, as long as we stay pretty far above this EMA ribbon. Don't break too far down into it. You know what I mean? But we shall see. Time will tell. We can look at a couple other charts, though, that definitely have some volume coming in. AUD NZD looks like a pretty decent buy here. Bullish chart, if we go over this here. So you can obviously see the rules that we have listed out now to make it easier for everybody. Just a really good tool. You do have a bullish trend here, so we are on an uptrend. In terms of the breaking a key level, we don't really have that, but we do have a support at a key level here with a strong fair value gap. So that could be considered. The only issue is what it's telling us right here. Our fourth rule here is we are coming up to this fair value gap, which could act as a resistance and push it back down. But right now you're caught in between two, 1 and 2. So I wouldn't really touch it yet, but that's your analysis of what that would look like if you were possibly looking at that chart. GBP NZD looks like a pretty nice break of structure here, but again, caught in between 1 to 4 hour fair value gaps. We need to see it break and test above one of these or break and test below one of these to see this side downside or this side upside. Euro AUD gapped up to start with a big bearish candle though. Looks like we may be moving toward the downside here. We'd want to break these lows and retest them before we got in some sort of sell. And this analysis we're doing is on the 4 hour time frame. So let's see, Euro NZD. That's more right there. This is definitely still valid right here. Just kind of fixing our charts up here, making sure our support and resistance zones are in the correct spots. Because obviously it changes over time. Ismay, not sure what that means, but okay. These are 4 hour charts too, so I'm going to hop down to the 1. Gold. Yeah, so gold's kind of in a weird spot right now, actually. So we have our key levels marked up. Your next key level really is up here right at this like 48.50 area. It's kind of in between the two areas. If it breaks above last week's close, and here was this week's open, if we can break above this key level, may get a retest, and you may see gold head toward 48.50 area. Opposite though, if it does not break this area and it holds this resistance for 3 times, it may come back down to market open and continue past that to the bottom zone. But we have our 3 key levels here, 1, 2, and 3. So any of these key levels is what you're going to be looking for it to bounce off of. That's what you're looking for right there. And it looks like we're coming dangerously close to this SL on this one. This is the 1 hour. If you go to the 4 hour on gold, it's bullish. It looks like you might get a candle closure here in a couple hours above the EMA ribbon, which again can signify that gold is indeed moving up. In terms of all of our confirmations, all you'd be waiting for is an uptrend for this to be a buy. But it's not an uptrend yet because you have lower highs and lower lows. So it's still on a downtrend. It's still on a downtrend. NZD USD looks like it could possibly be moving up. Why is it on a downtrend? Well, I just went over it. It still has, it's a bullish chart, but the overall trend is still a downtrend. Lower highs and lower lows. It's still considered a downtrend. You need the previous, it needs to break structure, because here's your structure. You need it to break above this in order for it to break the downtrend that it's on. Does that make sense? But like I said, guys, every single trade that I send out in Discord, I also take with the same stop losses and the same take profits. So we're all in it together. There's no backdoor trading. There's no secret trades. You get what I'm in. A lot of it depends on news. But from a technical standpoint, I don't think it's going to break this area right here. Like this 95.19 to 91, between 91 and $95. I don't think it's going to go below in the next couple days, the next little while. I don't see that. It certainly could come down and test this low, and we could maybe see the $84 to $88. But from a technical standpoint, I don't necessarily see that happening unless we break this and we break this. You know, those are two key levels right there. Yeah, no problem, man. Looking at volume right now, Euro JPY's got some volume, AUDNZD's got some volume, GBP AUD's got some volume. Just don't really love the price action of a lot of them. Granted, we're on the 4. We could probably hop down to the 1 because we did get that 1 hour candle a little bit ago. But these markets are just a little wild. You know what I mean? Look at those huge drops. Especially that one right there. It's a big drop. And then right back up. That was a 40 pips either way in 2 hours. Beat the heat and open up oil trade? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Tournament? CHF JPY looks like it should probably finish off the 70 pips right there. Everything's met. Bull, 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 bull. Buy ready. Above the EMA ribbon, and it's got yeah. The only thing we don't have is a new 1 hour fair value gap, but I would expect it to come down a little bit before going up. Maybe somewhat of a retest down in this area, but it looks like it could come up, finish up here for another. If it comes down to there, you're looking at 100 pips. But if it's just going to be where it's at now and hold, looking at like 70. So, it really depends on how you're looking at the charts and what you're looking for. Like, from a pure technical analysis standpoint, right now, it's tough to trade. As you guys have seen, I've been taking less and less trades over the past 3 weeks. It's not because I want to. Trust me, I want to trade. I want to make money. But there's a point where it becomes protecting your capital. Yeah, it's warm here too, man. Yeah, CJ buys. CJ, CHF, JPY. What do you mean 115.40s? It's in the 200s right now. Unless you meant to say GJ. Oh, CAD. CAD, sorry. JPY buys at what? Yeah, 140s right there. Yeah, it's not a bad look there. I don't know, man. That's the problem. So, like, Salaman, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Like, it's hard to tell with everything that's going on. Normally, it's something that you could predict a little more easily. Like, but it's not as easy right now with what's going on. It's just, that's the truth. It's not. A lot of traders are hurting right now. I mean, if you don't protect your capital properly, yeah. But it looks like Bitcoin's up, Bloom Energy's up, Oracle's up. But the dollar index, it's dropped substantially over the day today. The last major thing we had was on the 13th earlier today. You had economic home sales. It wasn't even red folder. But we're low right now. We're flatlining kind of. There's not really much movement. And again, I think that has to do with traders just sitting on their hands, waiting to see what's happening. I think that's a lot of dilemma in the markets right now, is the waiting to see. But that's where we're at too. We haven't even had a signal on this chart in such a long time. You got one there, and it obviously blew up over the weekend. You got one there, it went up. But yeah, this wasn't the move we were looking for here with the break of the lows. We're only 6.6 pips away from SL. But it looks like some of these are starting to come back down and have some sort of correction with the consolidation. I think some of them are going to get some correction here. That's what we're waiting to see. Huge wicks on the day chart, though. Absolutely huge wicks. Let's see where the next zone is here. On Euro USD, you had a pretty strong zone right through there. We can move it down a little bit. Your next competing zone here is going to be up there. And that was just, what was that, a month and a half ago. So if we see this break the highs, you could be looking at, on Euro USD, you know, a pretty big move. 50 pips. Not out of reach, that's for sure. It looks like it meets all of our credentials here, other than the retest of the EMA ribbon. And like I said, a lot of it's going to depend on if we get some news or not. I wouldn't be surprised if we got some news during the stream. It seems like every time we're streaming, we get some news from Trump. But the most recent that anybody's really saying about anything was what happened earlier. 5 hours ago. U.S. officials and mediators working vigorously to restore Washington-Tehran talks. That's the biggest news. Seems like a lot of people on here really do not like the United States. It's actually kind of wild. The yellow card, you mean Sergio Garcia absolutely destroying his club on a cooler after he had an errant drive? On like hole number 2? Because he's the biggest crybaby in all of golf. It wasn't a good sight to see. Sergio Garcia broke his driver out of frustration yesterday. Like, just started slamming it on a cooler. He may be a decent player, but he may end up going to jail. Not sure what's going to happen with him. I know he's in some rehab overseas. Yeah, just Google what happened with Tiger Woods. Yeah. Well, I don't know about a car accident. He flipped his own car on pain pills. So, look, he's one of my favorite golfers ever. Oh, you saw Sergio destroying his club? But hey, Rory did it for 2 years in a row. Probably one of the hardest things you could ever do. So, good for him. Not who I wanted to see win, but that's okay. We got some volume coming in on some of these charts. You told him to be good. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot going on, man. Like I said, hard to predict. Very, very hard to predict. Whatever this 906, 9601.53, whatever this spot is at USDJPY, it is having trouble breaking it. This 159.245, which is good, but we'll see. Yeah, it is. It's just removing the emotional attachment to money. And I think that's where most people fail. Trading to survive than trading as an investment opportunity. What's our 15-minute looking like? Yeah, technical's not looking good. Where's the session? Was that London and New York session kill zone right there? I don't know, it's weird. We've been here before and made profit. So, you know, this is why I'm a big proponent of set and forget. Don't stare at the charts the entire time. Like, the charts are going to do what they're going to do. As long as you're confident in your setup and the way you set it up, that's all you can ask for. Repeat that same system over and over again, as long as it's making money. It's very hard to grasp that concept. Especially in this day and age with everybody looking for new strategies all the time, surfing the internet, watching videos. I get it, it's hard. We got a couple more minutes till we get a new 15-minute candle, though. I'm just watching this news to see if there's anything that drops. See, so this is what doesn't make sense to me, and this is the only reason that it's frustrating to be trading in this time. So, 121, excuse me, empty oil tankers are making their way to the United States of America right now. 68 of them can carry 2 million barrels each. That would mean gas and the dollar are going to go up. The power of the dollar is going to go up if this is true. I mean, this is a pretty decent source right here. It's something that's very humbling when you're trading, is trying to figure out how, when something says that the dollar should be going up and oil should be going up, and it does the opposite. But that's why I said, you know, this is probably one of the hardest times to be trading in. Yep, yeah, on their way to the Gulf. Yep, 100%. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're doing. It's funny because you have everybody's got their own version of what's going to happen. I'm reading through all this. And you know, there's a lot of other people in buys also. Like this is someone else is showing exactly what we have up right here. Latest market analysis showing long after the 1 hour chart turns upwards. It obviously didn't turn upwards, but yeah, they posted that, what, 40 minutes ago. So they were looking at this right here thinking, yep, this is our move to go back up, because it hadn't broken these lows in a while. But it did finally break the lows right here. Those were the lows we really didn't want to break if we had a chance of rejecting right here. But this would be our next pretty much where it's at right now, and then it's our SL. So we'll see. Not really, man. Not really anything I'd get in right now. Not enough information on these charts. Like I mentioned earlier, like we have 5 rules. They're written right here what the rules are. Like we need all 5 of them to line up and then for it to give us a buy signal. I don't only use the indicator as my end all be all. I like to use my own eyes and my own brain. But everything's kind of like trending sideways here. Like this is consolidation. This is a drop down after a gap up into consolidation. Euro AUD was a gap up into a drop down back into consolidation. AUD JPY is a nice gap up, nice uptrend here. We just want to make sure that it keeps going. You know, you're going to need like that break of the highs, maybe a break and retest of the EMA ribbon before it goes up. So if you understand what I'm getting at here, there's just not, there's some setups. I know he did. I saw that. He did. Everybody's posting the same thing. You know, USD JPY, the window closed. Now we should be looking for 30 to 100 pips up. Everybody's looking at this. All the technical analysis traders are looking at the same thing as me. Guess there's a couple that aren't, but it's interesting, you know? Just none of these other charts have anything for us right now. Because even Euro USD hasn't moved. AUD NZD hasn't moved. GBP AUD has moved a little bit in the past hour. But we don't know if this is a rejection yet off this EMA ribbon. Because you have 2 inverse fair value gaps. I mean, this is a downtrend. I mean, there's your... This may come down to this point, which is another fair value gap right here before it continues up. I don't know what you mean by that, Andrew. What were you saying? Aloha, what's up, man? How are you? Hope you're having a good day. Good to see you. We haven't seen you in a while. Looks like gold's struggling to... Good to see you too, Aloha. Take care, man. I'm not sure what you meant there, Andrew. What link? I don't know if you can post links in there. We got 6 minutes until we get a new hour candle here, guys. Be nice if we get a bullish opening up here. I'd like to not be 5 figures in drawdown, but hey, such is life. Oh no, that's not what I'm using it on. Getting some movement back the other way there. $10.1. Really would love to see it not go any further down than this, but we'll see. We got a minute and 55 seconds left until we get our new candle. We have from from point 0.7 all the way up to TP3. We have been there. We have been that close before. Let's see here, though, in 50 seconds. If it gets a quick move down, you guys know what happens. $9,998. It's a big old FVG for us there. Dash a big one. Let's make that FVG disappear. Just make it completely disappear. There's $1,000 swing the other way. Nice. Hey, as long as you showed up, man. Alright. Alright. We were just at minus 10,000. So we're only holding 8,900 drawdown now. If we can get a nice big move on this 8 o'clock hour, just a nice big green candle, it'd be great. But we're only 1 minute into it, so... appreciate that, Adele. Just so you guys know, by the way, I am going out of town again tomorrow. So I will trade. But I am going out of town for tomorrow and Wednesday again, back to South Florida. Yeah, giving up is the biggest thing. I agree with you there, man. 100% agree with you there. People give up after losses. This thing rejected. Rejected right here. Right at that area that we were hoping it didn't break on this hour candle. Just rejected right there. How long has this hold been? One day, exactly 24 hours. Huh. It's a really big green candle. Yeah, I'm going out of town again. Yeah, there was a nice almost $2,000 swing there, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna go see my nephew for the first time. He was born about 8 months ago. I'm gonna go see him in South Florida. I'm leaving tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon around 2, I'm leaving and driving to South Florida. I'll be there tomorrow night, and then all of Wednesday. I'll drive back Wednesday night, and then I'll be back for the stream on Thursday. So no Tuesday or Wednesday stream this week, just because I'm out of town again. But I will be back Wednesday. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And we took out that fair value gap, guys. That's good. We just took out the inverse fair value gap, the red one that was right here. That's step one to climbing back up. We took that out. Nice, man. Yeah, family's important. Family's important. That was the first fair value gap that we've had on the bullish side in like 24 hours. If we could break through the CMA, that'd be great. Betcha the 1 minute already did. Yeah, the 1 minute already did. Not that we're really trading it, but just curious to see. Looks like we are getting a break of structure, though. You know, we moved from being like 4 or 5 pips away to now 15, which is a good sign, obviously. A full hour retracement candle back up this way would be very key. Yeah, no, none tomorrow. Well, today is Monday, so none tomorrow and Wednesday is correct. Yeah, none tomorrow and Wednesday. But the good news is, oh, back into only 7,900 drawdown. Let's go. We're moving in a good direction here, folks. No, Boynton Beach. Yeah, it was a wild wedding. It was a very expensive wedding, too. But yeah, it was a good wedding. Really good first 10 minutes. That's up to you. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold for this next hour candle. I want to see if we can get a bullish close here. If we get a bullish close here on the hour, and the 4 hour starts to retreat, like I think it's going to up off this EMA ribbon, then we could. Um, but I'm gonna wait to see. I will. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it really just depends on what we get here in this next candle. That's really going to be the deciding factor for me.
How much are you?
With the news of the United States putting blockades at Yeah, it's not the rejection we want to see, I can tell you that. That 1600 is going to be the mark, but if we break the 159,200 area, I think this thing's gone. I think it's gone toward the downside. But if we can hold that 200 line, it doesn't look like we're going to. See you later, Salman. Thanks for joining, man. We're out. We are out. I got SL'd. I'm sure you guys got SL'd. That was a loss of, let's take a look here. 369. Let's do some math here. 3630 plus 3630 plus 3812. $11,072 there, guys. That's part of the game. That's part of the game, guys. That was an $11,000 loss for me. So, with that being said, I'm not getting into another trade tonight. Just because that's my rule, is if I take a loss, I do not continue to trade. But with that being said, in terms of the analysis, now that we broke it, 158.88 is like your next low. That wick had some promising that came up here. It was certainly a little promising. But hey guys, it happens. It happens. What was the total there? $57. Let me edit this message. The fuck, copy image. So yeah, we stop lost on it, guys, but again, it's part of the game. Tis all part of the game. Looking at some of these other charts, Euro USD looks like a good buy. USD JPY we're not going to touch. And Euro JPY I'm not going to touch. Gold looks like it's moving up. So with gold moving up, Euro USD could climb to, market chart out for you. Euro USD could climb to, let's see, that's really your next. Yeah, 1. You're looking at 2. And 3 would be right about here. What were you saying there, Jose? Yeah, no, you're not going to win every time. You're just not going to, especially in these market conditions. But I'm not going to make excuses, guys. There's a loss is a loss. There's full transparency here every single time. You guys know that. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, that SL wasn't fun. At all. At all. But like I said, guys, every time I take a loss, one of my rules is I step away from the charts. So, for us, we're still going to end the same way we always do because we learned, we got together, we traded, we talked. It's still a positive. On everyone's trading journey, it's always still a positive. Whether you win or lose, you're gaining experience. I lost 11 grand on stream tonight. You hear that, stream? I lost 11 grand on stream tonight, and I'm still going to come back and stream again. That's transparency, guys. I appreciate everyone who showed up. Jose, Adam, Salam, Aloha, Andrew, Miguel, everyone who showed up again. Good to see you guys. Thank you. Again, no stream tomorrow or the following day. I'm out of town again, but I will be back for Thursday night stream. Okay, guys? Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. And if you are looking at a trade, it breaks my rules, but if you are looking at a trade, Euro USD could be a possible buy for you. All right? Have a good night, guys. I hope everybody enjoys the next couple days. I will still be trading, so make sure you keep those notifications on, all right? Thank you guys again. Have a great night. Truly means a lot to see you all.